Now joining us via Zoom is EDC and the emergency management expert, Dr. Ted Esguera. Good afternoon, Doc Ted. Thank you for joining us today. Doc Ted, I know you're in Kalibo, tama ba? And you're teaching universities and the police there on school shooting or mass shooting intervention. Tama ba? Napaka-importanting topic ngayon.
Yeah, I was invited by NBC, Northwestern Visayas College. And at the same time, I graced in the Rescue Olympics of Aklan Province. So wherein isinama ko yung knowledge on how these civilian rescuers will address to a hostile environment. Kasi nagbago na yung panahon, you have to adapt. That's why we will have an in-depth here in Aklan, in-depth learning on hostile environment medicine.
Yes. Dr. Given the rising incidents of school violence today, what do schools or parents need to teach our kids in terms of recognizing the threats and what to do once there is an attack?
Okay, first and foremost, in a dedicated assailant, there is no protected institution. Pag dedicated yan, makakapasok. So, kailangan maglalaro ang lima. The parents, the school, admin, and teaching staff, the community, let's involve the church, no? And then yung mga supporting units, yung mga pribado na who are into safety, security, and survival. So, sa mga bata, kailangan, kasi kahit anong sabi mo sa bata, but the school is not favorable. For example, uso sa eskwelahan natin ngayon in the country, ang bukasan ng pintuan ay palabas. Assuming I will take shelter inside the room, how can I lock the room? Katulad nangyari sa Tacloban. Tapos kahoy pa. Kaya nang binaril yung isang estudyante, sorry if I mention it, tumago sa kahoy. So when I'm in the US, yung kanilang mga doors ay bulletproof po. At walang window. So medyo maraming problema. So when ang kailangan talaga is involve the school, i-heighten mo yung security saka yung mga alert systems nila. Kasi we have to revisit the perimeter of the school. For example, may nakita ko sa video na ang bata ay nag-i-eskapo. So yung kanyang ninuluksoang pader, pwede dito dadaan yung perpetrator. So this is what we have to look in that. So hindi kaya lang ng school to. So we have to involve the LGU and the parents so that everyone we have an understanding on how we can make our lives easy. Ngayon, bakit kailangan ko yung LGU? Bakit kailangan ko yung parents? Kasi kung ang the parent understands the problem, pwede siyang mag-report sa school, yung anak ko is into something. Is there a program in the school to help out? Baka sila mismo mag-disclose. For example, yung anak is addicted to violent mga games or into substance abuse, sabihin natin, no? And the parent is very responsible, natakot siya. So, baka pwedeng mangyayari.
Doc Ted? Doc Ted, are you still there? Kasi may isa pang...
Video.
Yes, Doc Ted, I'd like to ask you about this gruesome, unfortunately it's gruesome, no? A gruesome video na kumalat doon sa stabbing incident sa isang school sa General Trias, Cavite. Nakakabahala ito kasi, di ba, how do we teach kids to react? What to do kung may stabbing, kung may school shooting? Kasi marami doon sa mga estudyante na nasa classroom, syempre, of course, they're in shock. Ano? Hindi nila alam kaagad that there's a threat, that there's an attacker.
Yes po. Ganito po yan. It's hard to teach self-defense. It's hard to teach fight mode to students, particularly naglalaro variation from 8 to 12 years old and below. No? May book magsasabi 8 years old and below, merong book magsasabi 12 years old and below. Ang dali sabihin, mag-aaral tayo lahat ng self-defense. We can't do that. We are not in Israel. So ang kailangan lang siguro is to enhance. Now, for example, if
Doc Ted? Right, I think we have to fix that connection with Dr. Ted Esguera. He's an emergency management expert. He's talking to us via Zoom and he's in Kalibo, Aklan.